Hee 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 hee. Hee 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 hee. And more hee 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 hee. My brodas, welcome to another PrisciTV stream. I hope everyone is doing okay today. And well, we are back.
Wow.
Happy Shrimp Day.
Doctor, thanks you so much. Happy birthday. 2. Doctor. Hi gems. Hello voice. Hee moppy. Me beloved? Hi slolalal. Hey, it's nice to know you are feeling better. Hi Onolith. Hey Bixby. Today I have lots to say. First, I don't remember when I sent this. But I received an email today. And well, well, I don't know how it happened. But yeah. I am happy about it. That's one nice thing on the day.
Wow.
Appreciate the Prisci, happy shrimp night? Also happy B-Day to whomever is celebrating. Didn't hear the username but HB hydrogen boride HB.
Spicy Wolf Hollow, thanks you so much. I was about to talk about the shrimps. And happy B-Day Doctor again. The thing is that for context, I used to use a Twitch channel as my relaxation mode. It is a
Wow.
channel that streams shrimp or
Congrats
prawns.
Prisci, you deserve it.
It is a channel that streams shrimp or prawns. And they are in their tank. I know this is confusing, but the thing is that I like the sound of it. And well, out of nowhere the channel stopped streaming. I was sad cause was something I used to listen daily. But after 2 years the channel is back. What I found crazy, it's the post of the owner. Cuz bro lived a lot while the pause. Let me show y'all. Bro lived a lot and well now he or she is back. Kinda crazy, but now we are so back. I also left a message that I was missing the channel and that I'm glad that is back. And I have a shrimp follow. I am mega happy. Probably my proudest follow back. Hell yeah. They always streamed on Twitch. The shrimp. We can raid him. I am mega happy. Talking about other topics.
Guess what?
Guess what?
Guess what? We completed.
We completed the plasma goal. Holy shitto, how and when? I just gotta say thanks y'all so much for the support. I am mega grateful. Thanks y'all for making this therapies happened. Right now the situation is complex, but I am mega glad. Thanks y'all so much. Not crying, Prisci. Thanks y'all so much about it. Sorry if I am kinda emotional. Thanks y'all a lot. I need to cheer up. I am happy by crying. I need to cheer up. I am happy but crying. Sorry. Let's watch something for a better mood. Thanks y'all so much for being here. Anime cafes. I like this videos. Thanks for sending vids. Appreciate it.
This over to shorts the last time I did this, but to my surprise, a lot of people said they preferred the longer compiled cafe videos. So I was like, okay, screw the shorts idea then. We're keeping this video series. And I have a whole package of interesting cafes to get into with you today, most of which were actually first-time visits for me. So let's get started. Number 1, Evolution Afternoon Tea. So I went to an Evolution-themed afternoon tea with my friend June, who's a huge Pokemon fan, and this took place at Aoyama St. Grace Cathedral in Omotesando. First off, this venue was so unbelievably pretty. It felt like we were getting seated for a wedding reception,
Mad
which
Jack
makes
thanks
sense
you so
considering
much.
that's exactly what this cathedral is known for. There were cardboard cutouts of all the Evolutions in the corner of the venue where you could take pictures, and at our table we received a paper placemat, an Evolution coaster, and a menu with details about each little Evolution-themed treat. They all looked so delicious and tasty, so let's go through each of them one by one really quick. For the sweets tier, there was a chocolate macaron with cream meant to represent Eevee's fur, and this was easily one of my favorite things I tried. It was delicious. There was a grapefruit jelly topped with a fluffy foam meant to represent Vaporeon, a chocolate cake with mango and lychee mousse representing Jolteon, a Sylveon tart with peaches, strawberries, and raspberries, a green apple mousse for Leafeon, a no-bake cheesecake with blueberry and black currant for Espeon, and a matcha brownie with raspberry, hazelnuts, and an edible Pokeball
A favorite one I can't, they are all too cute.
represent a Pokeball rolling through the grass. For the savory tier, they served us a Western-style chawanmushi with broth-flavored jelly that was dyed blue to represent Glaceon, which looked kind of strange, but actually
look at
tasted
them.
really good. A bruschetta with prawn and curry-flavored mashed potato for Flareon, and for Umbreon, an arancini coated in charcoal breadcrumbs to look like Umbreon's ears. Our reservation came with a drink and a specialty dessert, so in addition to everything I just mentioned, we also received an Evolution-themed floral fruity soda, and the special Evie and Sylveon dessert, which consisted of an orange-flavored milk chocolate mousse base coated with a caramel glaze, and on top was a scoop of vanilla ice cream and a big swirl of pink white chocolate. On the side, there was a garnish of blue chocolate powder, peach sauce, fruits, and some edible flowers. There was a lot going on in this afternoon tea set.
Wow, all
but
seems
pretty
so
much
nice.
Everything was delicious and really creatively put together. With the drink and specialty dessert added, this afternoon tea was about 9,500 yen per person, which is pretty expensive.
Yeah, for
Fancy afternoon
maximally
tea in
cute
Japan
precision.
is usually on the pricier side in general, but this is definitely one of the more expensive ones I've been to. June was so happy about being here that they were overcome with emotion the moment we sat down. So you know what? Totally worth it for me. I'd say any collab that can bring a fan to tears from vibes alone gets extra points from me. This was actually a really nice change of pace from the usual spots I go to, so this collab gets a 5 out of 5. I had a great time and the taste and presentation exceeded my expectations. Number 2, Miku collab at Sweet.
Miku, I can't. This is gonna be wild.
Forest in Ryugaoka. This area is unfortunately permanently closed now as of December 2024. So, goes to show how long I've been sitting on this footage. This big pink building was home to a variety of different Korean sweet shops, and last summer I made a visit with some friends for their Hatsune Miku collab. The 3 participating dessert shops in this event had their own gorgeous official Miku collab art, all done by different artists. And for 2,400 yen, you could book one of their private rooms for 1 hour, which were all fully decked out in Miku decor. Upon entering, we received a random mini acrylic stand and a stamp card. If we ordered a dessert from each participating store, we would receive some free goodies. So of course I had to partake. So I ordered Miku's Choco Mint Churros, Miku's Choco Mint Hotdog, and Miku's Cookie Vanilla Macaron. And I will not lie to you, these were all kind of terrible. I have yet to find a place in Japan that does churros well, and everything I ordered was just really dense and cakey and sickly sweet. But to be fair, we were just here for Miku, and that is precisely what we got. The merch store had an assortment of goods with the collab artwork and a few other pieces of Miku merch. Even though everything tasted bad, I had a fun time and the atmosphere was great. So, I don't really know how to rate this. I'm just gonna give it a 2.8 out of 5. Number 3, Demon Slayer at Creative Museum Tokyo. For a limited time, Creative Museum Tokyo held an exhibit focused on all 9 Hashira from the Demon Slayer anime. I'm a sucker for collab cafe and exhibition combos, so I was really excited to check this out with my friend Daru. I couldn't take video footage of most of the exhibit, but luckily pictures were permitted. Upon entering, you were given a little paper card of the Hashira of your choice, and if you scanned the QR code on the back, you could listen to some of their voice lines and hear about their opinions on the other Hashira. Unfortunately, the link is now defunct, so the QR code is no longer accessible, but I thought it added a nice little personal touch for visitors. This first part of the exhibit had displays introducing the history and bio of each of the 9 Hashira, and I, of course, headed straight for Mitsuru's. The next part of the exhibit showcased some of their most iconic lines and true-to-size graphic panels of all the characters and replicas of each of their swords. My favorite part of the exhibit was this giant room filled head to toe with Genga drawings from the anime. It was really cool to see all the drawings.
Whoa. That looks so cool.
With production notes and getting a small glimpse into what the animation process looked like. Daru and I spent a lot of time here just admiring all the artwork and seeing how neat and organized all the Genga lines were. The next room was also super cool. It had giant cutouts of even more animation frames from the anime, showcasing each Hashira's unique fighting style. The next part of this exhibit was a really cool recreation of the Infinity Castle. Even though the space was small, they used mirrors to give the illusion of an endless room. My phone camera doesn't do it justice at all, but it looked really cool, I promise. And this exhibit also had wind effects, floor vibrations, and 3D sound for that extra immersion. This was a really cool exhibition and a perfect precursor to our collab cafe visit. So this cafe menu featured 9 different dishes, drinks, and desserts to represent each of the Hashira. Now, I'm gonna be honest with you. Yome's pork belly and sesame sauce chili oil pasta looked the tastiest to me. But I also really wanted the little freebies that came with the meal, and I had to be loyal to my queen Mitsuri Kanroji. So I ordered her shrimp and beet cream pasta with the prosciutto rice ball, which sounded fine. It did look a little like Pepto-Bismol, but that was something that I could overlook. I really liked the detail of having the radish on top shredded into ribbons to resemble Mitsuri's breathing style. Dario got Shinobu's dish, which was a purple potato potage pasta and a ginger rice ball. And to add to the visuals, the decorations on the sauce plating was actually made with colored mayonnaise. So one of the interesting things about our dishes was that the staff added a few drops of flavored essential oils depending on who we ordered. So Dario's dish got a few drops of lemon honey, and mine was sakura mochi flavored because it's Mitsuri's favorite food. And while it's a very cute idea, the flavor of sakura mochi did not pair well with the shrimp and beets, so I unfortunately didn't really like mine. Dario seemed to really like hers though, clearly. For my drink, I ordered Mitsuri's strawberry drink and Dario got Shinobu's butterfly pea tea, both of which were really good. And for dessert, we received glasses with some chocolate cereal, vanilla ice cream, and a white chocolate disc with different toppings depending on your chosen hashira. So mine was topped with strawberries and a sakura mochi, and Dario's had cheesecake and grapes. This was probably our favorite thing out of everything we ate. Even though I didn't like my pasta, I appreciated the creativity in the menu concept and the presentation. And even without taking the exhibit into consideration,
I feel weird when I see colored food. Is like weird.
as far as collab cafes go, this one was pretty solid. I'll give it a 4.5 out of 5. Number 4, Elusive Samurai at Shibuya Tsutaya. The Elusive Samurai is an anime that Daitis and I watched together last year, and we actually really enjoyed it. It was one of the most beautifully animated shows we'd watched that year. And luckily, I was able to convince Daitis to join me for their 1-week collab at Shibuya Tsutaya, which is a newer venue that I'd actually never been to before. The ticket price to reserve was 660 yen per person, and the cafe space was actually huge. It was fully decked out with decorations and images from the anime, with cardboard cutouts of the characters in one end of the room that you could take pictures with. The whole area was surrounded with bookshelves, and the seating was really cozy and spacious, with music from the anime playing from the speakers and a giant screen playing some scenes from the show as you enjoyed your meal. For our drinks, I ordered Ayako's pink smoothie, which came topped with some frozen berries and Oreo cookies, and Daitis ordered the Snowstorm light blue float, and I don't know how it was because I didn't get to try it because Daitis demolished it in minutes, but he said it was delicious. We ordered the Kamakura-style cherry blossom viewing bento, which was a bento inspired by the end credits of the anime. And this tasted alright. Honestly, it tasted like your average 700 yen bento that you would grab from any convenience store. So it definitely was our least favorite item from the menu, but it was fine. Our favorite dish was Yorishige's meatball, which was inspired by the roast beef that Yorishige eats in the anime. And this was delicious. It was roast beef slices over cabbage, potatoes, and curry-flavored rice. This thing was so freaking good. We also ordered Fubuki's bento, which came with a large helping of brown rice and some rustic side dishes. And I can't remember exactly what was in this, but we ended up liking this bento a lot more than the Kamakura cherry blossom one. And lastly, for dessert, we ordered the Parthian shot chocolate plate, which was made to resemble the shot that Tokiyuki hit Sadamune with in the dog chase match episode. I thought the plating of this dish was super cute, and it actually tasted really good. Everything was surprisingly really good, and Daitis and I cleaned mostly everything except for the extra brown rice. There were no coasters, but we did receive a free sticker for every item that we ordered, so I ended up with a lot of stickers. And of course, the merch corner had the usual file folders, acrylic stands, and canned badges. This was a really solid collab, and the whole menu got Daitis' seal of approval, so I have no choice but to give the Elusive Samurai Collab Cafe a 5 out of 5. I look forward to seeing what other cafe collabs Shibuya Tsutaya does in the future. Number 5, Monster Hunter Bar at Akihabara. So Daitis, and seemingly the entire rest of the world population, has been really into the new Monster Hunter game recently, so I figured now would be a perfect time to take him for a visit to the Monster Hunter Bar in Akihabara, which happens to be in the very same building as the Final Fantasy Eorzea Cafe. And this bar was insanely cool. This space was huge. It was big enough to display some incredible looking replicas of the weapons and gear, and there was even a gaming corner on one end of the bar. And right next to that was a bulletin board where players could post their hunter information or write a note in one of the notebooks, which I thought was a really cute touch. Just a heads up, by the way, there is a table charge of 700 yen per person, and as soon as you check in for your reservation, you'll be given a random coaster and a dried fish snack. We were really interested in trying some items off of their new limited time Monster Hunter Wilds campaign, so the first thing we tried was the Investigator's Campfire Cooking, which was meant to look just like the one in the game. This was 2 thick-cut slices of bacon with cheese and parsley flakes sitting on top of some roast potatoes in a mini cast iron skillet. And as expected, this was a really tasty and juicy appetizer, and the side of barbecue sauce that it came with was fantastic as well. From the regular menu, we ordered the bone-in meat, which was a bacon-wrapped chicken and pork hamburg steak stuck onto a bone and then sat in tomato sauce with a side of mustard. This was also really tasty. It basically just tasted like one giant meatball. The next thing we tried was the Tail of the Legendary Dragon, which was a cold dish consisting of roast beef slices and peppers sitting on top of potato salad and a sauce made of ketchup and steak sauce with a sprinkle of fried garlic chips. We ordered this mostly because we liked that it resembled a dragon tail, but it was actually pretty tasty. Titus likes potato salad and roast beef, so he was very pleased with this dish. And for dessert, we shared the Kirin Lightning Strike Parfait, which had sponge cake, chocolate sauce, cream puffs, vanilla ice cream, condensed milk, blue sugar candy for the lightning, and a little cone for the horn. This parfait was like 50% whipped cream, but it was pretty good. Titus ended up cleaning up most of it. And for our drinks, I ordered the Mega Potion, which was a soda water mixed with muscat syrup for the green color, and it came with 3 other syrups that you could mix and match and add to your base potion. This drink was pretty good. Honestly, we didn't really even need the other 3 syrups because the muscat syrup made the soda sweet enough as it was, but it made it more fun to look at. And again from the Monster Hunter Wilds menu, we ordered Balahara's Black Vodka, which was an alcoholic drink made with soda, vodka, flavored syrups, and bamboo charcoal powder. I was initially worried about the charcoal powder, but this drink tasted better than I expected, and the glowing ice cube made for a really cool effect. Titus ordered Doshaguma's Flying Pebbles chocolate drink, which was orange juice mixed with grenadine and topped with a cookies and cream whip with crushed cookies. This was an interesting combination. Like, separately, these things tasted fine, but I personally don't think they went together very well. I just can't get behind cookies and cream and orange juice as a flavor combo. Overall, we really enjoyed this restaurant. It got Titus' seal of approval as a big Monster Hunter fan, and I thought most of the food we had was really tasty. This bar was a feast for the eyes and the stomach, and definitely worth reserving if you're a big fan of the games. The Monster Hunter bar gets a 5 out of 5. Number 6. Koriko Cafe in Hongdae, South Korea. Last December, I made a quick trip over to South Korea to spend some time with my parents and take part in the early Christmas festivities. And I ate so much delicious food during this trip. I got to eat all the tteokbokki I wanted, some traditional Korean sweets, some beautiful fruit chapsartteok, and at the end of my trip, my mom took me to a fancy strawberry buffet where I got to stuff myself with all sorts of delicious strawberry goodies.
Men, that sounds so good. Strawberry all.
Me to a fancy strawberry buffet where I got to stuff myself with all sorts of delicious strawberry goodies. My stomach and I had the best time during this trip. And as you may know, cafe culture is huge in South Korea, so I of course could not leave without visiting at least one themed cafe. And that's how I discovered Koriko Cafe, which is a cafe in Hongdae based on the movie Kiki's Delivery Service. This cafe was in a cozy spot and even resembled the bakery from the movie. And when you stepped inside, even the interior was super cozy and warm, decorated with some Kiki memorabilia. It was really hard to figure out what to try because everything in the display case was insanely cute. But I decided to get the meat pie set, which came with a side salad, an Americano, and a meat pie that looked exactly like the one from the movie. And this meat pie was actually really good. The inside had this super savory mixture of mushrooms, meat, and cheese, and the mini side salad was also delicious. And one small detail that I thought was really cute was how my iced Americano came with a little heart-shaped straw. I also got Kiki's chocolate cake. And this particular item actually had to be reserved beforehand through Naver. And I don't have a Naver account, so I had my mom help me with that. Thanks, Mom! The chocolate cake looked like an exact recreation of the cake from the movie, and it came packaged in a cute Kiki-themed cake box, and also came with a cute envelope with a postcard of the cake tucked inside. I will say though, this cake was super dense and chocolatey, way more than I expected. It was like eating a giant block of chocolate. My mom and I weren't really sure what to do with the rest of it after we tried the one slice, but I ended up running into some viewers while we were eating, and they very graciously took it off my hands. Downstairs, right next to the register, there's a corner with a whole variety of Ghibli-themed merch. I didn't end up getting anything, but I was very tempted. This cafe was a fantastic place to spend our mother-daughter date, and I definitely see myself returning the next time I'm in the area. I highly recommend this for any Ghibli fan visiting Seoul. I'm giving Koiko Cafe a 5 out of 5. Number 7. Mob Psycho at Bumbogu Cafe. I don't really know anything about Mob Psycho, but I decided to go to this because I was intrigued by Bumbogu Cafe, which is a cafe that combines stationery and cafe collaborations, which seems right up my alley. I wanted to try as much of the menu as I could, so I ended up going twice with 2 friends who were both big Mob Psycho fans. First thing to note, this cafe was pretty spacious and nicely decorated with official collab artwork. And on one end of the wall, there was a large variety of art materials that you could freely use to draw on these little paper squares they give you that could then be displayed in the cafe. This was one of my favorite little details, and it was really cool to see all the amazing Mob Psycho fan art left behind by previous cafe patrons. Everyone is so talented, my god. So the first thing I ordered was Reagan's meat-wrapped rice plate, which came with rice balls wrapped in meat and topped with dry curry, a side of miso cream cheese with nuts, and octopus marinated in plum sauce. The concept for this dish was that it was supposed to pair well with alcohol. There's no alcohol at this cafe, but there was an apple soda with a vanilla ice cream foam made to look just like beer, and the description states, even Reagan, who can't handle alcohol, can enjoy this. I actually didn't order this, my friend did. I instead ordered Mob's White Drink, which I'm not actually sure what this is a reference to, but it's inspired by a scene where Mob has to drink some suspicious milk, and this drink came with a randomly flavored syrup. The drink tasted fine by itself, but I made the mistake of pouring the entire cup of syrup in it because I thought that's what I was supposed to do, and it ended up making it way too sweet. That's an oopsie on my end. It did make me want to spit it out, so I guess technically it's accurate to the source material. My friend ordered the rich carbonara ramen made with Mob's favorite milk, which had a milk-based miso-flavored soup topped with duck meat, corn, broccoli, and eggs with nori cut to look like Mob's hair, which I thought was super cute. I personally did not eat any of it, but my friend liked it. During my second visit, I ordered Teru's beef stew bibimbap. Bibimbap is a Korean rice dish with assorted vegetables and meat, and usually topped with a fried egg. It's also one of my favorite foods. And I feel like it's kind of hard to mess up bibimbap because of how simple it is. And unfortunately, this was easily the worst bibimbap I ever had for one reason and one reason alone. There was no gochujang. Now, did I perhaps bring this disappointment upon myself by trying to order Korean food in Japan at a collab cafe? Honestly, yes. But even still, gochujang is like a basic required ingredient for bibimbap. It's like ordering a chicken parm and getting no tomato sauce, or ordering an omurice and not getting ketchup, or ordering an okonomiyaki and not getting any okonomiyaki sauce. I needed the gochujang sauce. So, unfortunately, this dish was a bust for me, but Dimple's mango lassi was fine. It tasted good. For dessert, we ordered Ritsu's Parfait, which was inspired by the bear soda in the school festival episode, and came garnished with ribbon-shaped white chocolate and frilly mochi to resemble the maid outfit that Ritsu wore. This parfait was pretty good and visually very adorable. This cafe actually had a pretty interesting selection of merch to choose from, like this reusable grocery bag shaped like Dimple, and of course, the usual acrylic stands and some stationery-based goods. Overall, I'd say this was a decent cafe despite the lackluster taste of some of the food. At the very least, I appreciate the creativity in the menu, and I could definitely see myself returning to this cafe for another collab. I'm going to give this a 3.8 out of 5. Number 8, the amazing digital circus at Tower Records Cafe in Omotesando. I know I said that I was never going to visit the Tower Records Cafe in Omotesando ever again, but a lot of people requested I go to the amazing Digital Circus collab. So I did! For you guys!
Masterminds
I
thinks
did it
alike
for you,
proxy.
so don't get mad at me for what I'm about to say.
Lololo.
Anyways, this cafe visit went about as well as I expected. There were some cute plushies on display, and there was even a spot on the wall where Gooseworks herself left her signature. And no coasters, but with each item I purchased, I received a little postcard of a random character. So the first thing I ordered was the Pomni hamburger, which was very, very cute. But it did not taste good. The buns were cold, and you know by now not to expect quality burgers from collab cafes at this point, but the burger was cute. Oh, I knew what I was getting into, okay? I knew what I was getting. The burger was cute. For my drink, I got Cane and Bubbles cranberry juice. Not much to say about it. It was fine. It was just a $6 glass of cranberry juice. But it came with some cute star jellies and frozen raspberries. And for dessert, I got Cane's cupcake. Again, very cute, but also this cupcake was awful and dry as hell. I know I try not to harp too much on the prices of these things because it's the nature of collab cafes. But if I'm paying 11 USD for a single cupcake, I would at least hope it's a yummy cupcake, which this was not. But like I said, I avoid Tower Records Cafe for a reason, so I knew what I was getting into when I walked in here.
Hope you can have
I
a
did
chill
it for
time.
you, okay? The merch corner had some cute items available for purchase, so I got a few things from my friend Oreo, who's a big fan of the show. I cannot lie to you, my taste buds did not have a good time. But at the end of the day, I think it's insanely cool that an indie animation like the amazing Digital Circus blew up to the point where it can get its own collab cafe in Japan. So I give it major props for that. I'm gonna give this one a 1.5 out of 5. Again, I think it's so cool that this even has a collab cafe to begin with. Okay, this is not a reflection of what I think about the show, it's just a cafe, I'm sorry. Number 9, Ojamajo Doremi at Vox Cafe in Space at Lumine EST. I have a nostalgic soft spot for Ojamajo Doremi. I remember my first exposure to this show was back when it was on 4Kids and called Magical Doremi, and I was obsessed with the magical girl aesthetics despite not knowing what the word was for it at the time. And recently, Ojamajo Doremi celebrated its 25th anniversary with a rainbow magic themed collab cafe at Lumine EST Shinjuku. So I went with a friend who also really likes Ojamajo Doremi. I ordered the Hazuki Mango Soda, which arrived with a big cloud of cotton candy filled with little pop rock candies and a cup of soda water. You're supposed to pour the soda water over the cotton candy so it melts into the drink, which I think is supposed to look like a cute little magic trick. I've seen this gimmick done several times with other collab cafes, and I eat it up every time. It's so much fun. For our main dish, we decided to share Doremi's Taco Rice Bowl, which came with taco meat, tortilla chips, veggies, cheese, and 2 scoops of pink rice meant to look like Doremi's hair buns. This was a pretty tasty dish. Not necessarily $10 good, but it was tasty for what it was, and it was cute.
Cute girls
but
likes
the
tacos.
real star of the show, and the main reason why I wanted to go to this collab cafe in the first place, was for the Rhythm Tap tart, which is made to look like the Rhythm Tap from the anime, and this thing looked so freaking cute. I'm still not entirely sure how they achieved the effect with the buttons. I think it was with agar jelly, but this dessert was just as tasty as it was fun to look at, and we demolished this in minutes. The merch corner had the usual acrylic stands and file folders, and I didn't get anything, but my friend bought some stuff and they packed it in a super cute Ojamajo Doremi paper bag. I feel like I didn't try enough of this menu to give it an accurate score, but the few things we did try were pretty good, and the dessert was a standout for me. So I'm gonna give this collab a 3.9 out of 5. I don't know, the scores don't matter. Number 10, Haikyuu at Albianto. If you guys remember my last collab cafe video, I had a Jujutsu Kaisen themed dining experience that blew my mind. So, when the same restaurant announced a collaboration with Haikyuu, I decided I had to go. Unfortunately, I know nothing about Haikyuu, so I brought a friend who was a casual fan of Haikyuu, and then she brought her friend who was a bigger fan of Haikyuu. So this review should be extremely fair and balanced. This course menu cost around 8,000 yen per person, and came with an appetizer, a soup, a main course, a dessert,
yes,
and,
we
of
will
course,
proxy.
free bread. It also came with either a free acrylic emblem or place card, both of which I gave to my friends because, again, I am not very familiar with this anime. For our appetizer, we got a marinated seafood and Karasuno-colored vegetable mousse cocktail. which was an appetizer layered with veggie mousse, marinated seafood, and a sea bream shaped to look like a volleyball. This wasn't
Looks mega fancy.
necessarily bad, but I imagine it would be a sensory nightmare for anyone who isn't fond of mixing different flavors and textures together, because this was kind of a lot, even for us. Definitely our least favorite part of the course. Next, we received a carrot potage. The bottom layer had a savory jelly with a top layer made of carrot potage, and supposedly the taste is supposed to change as you eat it, representing the changes in the players. For our main course, we got a pan-fried domestic beef loin in a red wine sauce, and this apparently represented the Monsters Banquet, which I believe is Season 4, Episode 24. Visually, we had no idea what exactly about this dish was meant to represent that episode, but we were like, hey, the sauce plating kind of makes the plate look like a volleyball. I mean, look, it doesn't matter. The entree was delicious, and that's what matters more than anything. But the highlight of this course menu, and the part that felt the most Haikyuu inspired, was dessert, which was a thinly baked crepe topped with chocolate mousse and raspberry sauce, with a broken birdcage made out of chocolate, and this dessert was inspired by the dumpster battle episode. This dessert looked like a beautiful art piece. It looked super on theme, and it tasted fantastic too. And to conclude our meal, we were offered the choice of coffee or tea and a small assortment of sweets, but at this time we were about ready to explode. When I compare this collab to the Jujutsu Kaisen collab they did last year, I'd say the Jujutsu Kaisen one had a more visually interesting course menu that fit the theme of whatever they were going for, whereas the Haikyuu course presentation was a lot more metaphorical and symbolic, but it was still a delicious and fun time, and the dessert was a knockout. So I'm gonna give the Haikyuu collab a 4.8 out of 5. Before we conclude, a few honorable mentions, aka cafes I went to but didn't go into detail about because I didn't feel strongly about them enough to give them their own spot in the video. Kami-sama Kiss Cafe. I am so sorry to all the Kami-sama Kiss fans, but this cafe was just okay. I'd been to this location before for their Ouran High School Host Club collab and their Berserk collab, both of which I felt pretty lukewarm about, so I didn't really have anything interesting or new to say about this particular cafe, except that I thought the little gallery of illustrations was very lovely, and the coasters were super duper cute. Other than that though, it was fine. Mermaid Melody Peachy Peachy Peach Cafe. Also, big apologies to the Mermaid Melody fans. This was a super cute cafe, and I took my friend Sydney because she's really nostalgic for this show. But the food we ordered was just okay. The curry was not good, and the vegetarian gappao rice was fine. Overall, this cafe was very cute, but we did not have much to say about it aside from that. And that concludes this episode of Emily's Collab Cafe Adventures. Honestly, some really solid visits this time around. But again, it's because I've gotten increasingly pickier about which ones I go to. And if you're interested in learning about how to add one of these to your schedule during your next visit to Japan, feel free to check out my official guide to anime cafes in Japan, where I tell you all of my tips and tricks and useful phrases to know when you're ordering food here. If you made it this far, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video, or on our Building channel. We upload.
That was a lot. My favorite one was the Kiki. The one that looked the best in food terms was Monster Hunter. Welcome, Mellow. Prisci Cafe when? At PrisciCon, of course. Yeah, the pie looked WOA. Whoa. Lolalol. My brodas. That was fun. I really like this cozy vids. They are mega cute. It's time for this vampire to rest. Sorry if it was short. Thanks for being here. For sending videos and for receiving me. This days had been kinda complex, but I will work hard to get back on track again. We will see Sunday movie this week too. Sorry for not streaming. Thanks for being here. Please take care, drink lots of water. And donate plasma if you can. That being said,
まったねチャットさん。Thanks you. And we made it.